Thank you so much. Like, I mean, this is absolute. I mean, anyway, you don't need me to tell you, but like, of course, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Like, what a gift. And I know that you wouldn't couch it in those terms and stuff, but like that's incredible. It's impossible. That's impossible to explain. And like, how could you even know that? You don't know that you need that until you have it, and then you're like, hang on, how could I have been going around without that?
Yeah, it's a hot day. I'm hanging in the sunshine. You should hit me with the splash gun so I cool down. Won't you come on over?
Hey, what's up? It's Case with Everyday Masters. You know, I shot this video, the same video, like 3 days ago. And as I was editing it, I was amazed at how defensive I was coming off. Like, I was trying to defend why I was doing this. And it was so crazy. I was like, wow, is that the way I really come off? Because I feel inside like a really happy guy. I feel like I walk in my knowing of what I do. But man, it sure didn't look that way in the video. And especially against, like, because this is really about this session I had with Libby. And it was one of the first times I've ever done this personal reconnection remotely, which I've known that I can do forever, and I never did it. I think I didn't do it because I didn't want any friction with the person that taught me this process, but I know it works. So it was like, why am I not offering this? Especially when I get like people when they want to do this personal reconnection. And I will say this process, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important processes on this planet, especially at this time right now. It reconnects you with this inner, it turns on your internal compass. It reconnects you with this fuller you, and life becomes easier. You know what to do for you in your life. So, I mean, I've probably done 1,000 of these sessions over the years. And why haven't I been doing them remotely? I just don't know. Anyway, I'm letting go of that. I started doing them. Libby was one of the first clients that I had. We were having a session and she was like, hey man, let's just do this. And it just felt like it was time, especially with all this craziness going on in the world. It was really weird because over 9 years when I would have people say, hey man, can we do this personal reconnection like remotely? And, they would be in a country, there's nobody else that can do them. And I would have to go, no, it's got to be done in person. Like you have to get on a plane and fly international to somebody. It seems so ridiculous to say that they were reaching out for this process. And I was saying no. It almost reminded me like when I used to debate people. I don't debate people anymore because I just don't care what other people think. But, well, I guess I do on some level. But like, I remember, I grew up kind of in the Bible Belt, and there was like these over the top born again Christians, and they would talk about how you had to accept Jesus Christ as your savior or you were going to burn in hell. And I'd always say like, but there's people like in the jungle, there's people all over the world that will never hear about Christ. And it was just such a ridiculous argument. And I kind of felt that way with this reconnection thing. It was like, oh, no, it has to be done in person. And somebody would be like, I want you to do it. And I'm like, oh, no, well, you have to come to where I am. And I don't know, I'm almost ashamed that it took me this long to start offering these remote personal reconnections. And I hope that it serves to be like a 4-minute mile for other like reconnective healing practitioners, because of course you can do this. I don't know if you are familiar with the 4-minute mile, when the top runners could never run under 4 minutes, like because it was impossible. There's no way you could run a 4-minute mile. And then all of a sudden some dude runs a 4-minute mile. And then within like months, all the top runners could run under 4 minutes. So it was like this mental limitation, this mental belief that people had. And dude, that's what this is, because I know this is possible. And I'm, like I said, I'm ashamed that I haven't actually been doing this for longer. So now I'm going to do it. This was one of the first sessions with Libby. I do kind of want to apologize because the video quality kind of sucks and the audio goes in and out. I really wasn't expecting to post this, but after the session, I don't know, I just thought it was really cool and I just want to go ahead and post this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. And if you've been drawn to this process and you can feel these frequencies and it just feels right, but you haven't really been able to take off work and like get a plane ticket and do all this crazy investment in this process, and you want to try this, then let's do this. I'll have some information on my website. I'm calling it something different because I think for legal reasons I can't say a distance personal reconnection, but that's exactly what it is. But I think I'm gonna call it like the Quantum Calibration or something like that. So anyway, it's all on my site. I hope you enjoyed this session with Libby. Can you see me?
Hey, Case, can you hear me?
How are you?
I am fine. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
How are
me
you?
too. Me too. It'll be fun.
Oh, it's brilliant. The only thing I'm nervous about is my internet connection. So I don't know if we want to come up with a game plan for if it drops out halfway through, because I'm at my parents' house and their connection's not great.
Yeah. Well, the connection in the field will be perfect.
That's what I thought.
How was your last session?
I could just feel that some of the movements were to fix something and some of the movements were to generate heat that then got sent to another bit of my body to fix something, and it's just so intelligent.
Yeah,
is the word, isn't it? You're just,
yeah, that is the word.
Yeah, and like obviously non-verbal intelligence, which is just where human beings need to be more and more, and then just everything's been really, really great ever since. You know, I just had that sort of extra boost of felt great. Like I didn't need to sort of lie down and process it afterwards. I was ready to get up and go, and the dog wanted to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And so I took her out, and it was just that thing, like it's, you know, crisp and clear, and there was sparkles on the sidewalk from the frost, the clouds. You know, it was that hyper awareness feeling, like really, you know. And I just basically been feeling great, and I just felt like when we were speaking, the fact that you were up for doing the distance reconnection, that's a big step for you. It just feels like the whole thing, like Vicky not really wanting the session and you saying you kind of been, like, it just feels that it was all falling into place. And then when the recording was 33 minutes and seconds by accident, like, you know, it's all the time, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Last night when I emailed you at 1:11 in the morning, it turned, you know, like, it's like a joke, isn't it? Yeah. And so it just, like, that session felt absolutely fantastic, and it felt like, right, let's go for it again. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being the guinea pig, because
thank you for having me as the guinea pig. You know, we had that trouble with the phone, like when we were talking on the landline, and then I just got this like surge of electricity down the phone, and then when it went boom like that, which it has never ever done before. Yeah. And then like I was thinking, is Case ringing back? And I pick up, and I had a dial tone. And then, like, the emails weren't kind of working. Yeah. Or we were out of sync. And I was like, Case is just going to start this. And I'm going to just wait for Case to start it. And then I was like, okay, he started. Like, here it is. I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, nice. So I think it was meant to go wrong on the phone, like, because it's almost like another nudge.
So, yeah, this is cool. This would be a nice little experiment. And I just have really no doubt that it's just going to be just as effective.
Same.
You know, so we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just lay down, relax,
Okay.
and I'm going to put my end on mute, and then when I'm done, I'll unmute and I'll be
You'll
like,
unmute. Okay, fabulous.
good.
So
Okay.
if I get that angle right, this is so funny. Can you see that? Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Ready?
Let's do this.
Cheers.
I will say that in 2012, when I first learned this process, I don't think I had the consciousness or the knowing or the experience to do a distance personal reconnection with full integrity. But after doing this for 9 years and after doing 1,000 personal reconnections, I have complete trust in the intelligence of these frequencies, complete trust that this process will do exactly for Libby in her life what would happen if she would have got on a plane and flown to Colorado and went through the whole process just for her personal reconnection. I won't show much of her session, but I just will show enough to illustrate that she's in the flow of these frequencies. And I've seen it time after time and time. And this, I mean, if you just look at her eyes, you can see that she's in the full flow of these frequencies. Okay, first session's complete.
Oh my goodness. Just need to hang on. Right. How do I get the screen back?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Hello again.
Hello. So,
right.
How was that?
Oh my goodness. Right. That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, good God. Look at my hair. That's just nuts. Like I mean, like so many things happened at once, but like I just felt like, do you know the story of Gulliver's Travels, where there's the bit where he goes and there's the little tiny people, and when he's asleep they pin him down with a load of threads, and then when he tries to move, oh my God, I'm almost gonna cry. Like I just feel like there was a sort of heaviness to it, but that I didn't know that I was floating in a bad way before.
Yeah.
Like that's madness. And I think it was like meant to be that I ended up doing it here, because it happens I'm in like my family home, like my childhood home. And there was a bit, I guess maybe in the middle, where my mum and dad are watching telly downstairs, and I could just feel their energy fields. There's two like circular, beautiful, warm energy fields. That's the two of them hovering around. Like the boundary of it's not that far from the ceiling down there. My mum and dad.
Nice. That's beautiful.
Like, and there was a bit where did you do ones that kind of go up through your feet and out, or like to a shoulder and out, or is there the lines that you're shooting? Because I just sort of felt, do they go around the whole world? When like it felt like I just got tied into the globe. Then I've just been tied in. That's
my job. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I think it was a successful experiment.
That's day one.
It was very unusual for me to just have that complete trust.
Yeah.
That I was hitting the exact lines and the exact points,
So there was one bit where I think I might have said something like "oh" or something like that, because I saw some colours like so suddenly that it made me jump. There was like some sort of, I think it was like maybe red kind of colours, which I haven't had before, you know, with anything like this. I don't tend to see colours, and that was really cool. And then, so then I could feel Mum and Dad downstairs, and then there was a bit later on where there was another. God, when you try and put words on it, they're not right, because I don't have words subtle enough. But I'm going to say like a golden orb, which is not right. But there was definitely like a golden, pulsating, loving thing next to me here for a bit on that side, which felt very familiar. I don't know who that was, but that felt, it was like Mum and Dad were down there doing their thing, and they were kind of red, and then this thing was kind of golden. And that was really nice. And then lots of it was just, it just was like systematically weighing me down and working on blocks. Like I can feel that it was like working on blocks, like blocks were being removed. And then I just had the spells where I guess maybe I was a bit quiet, where I just felt really clear-headed and relaxed. And I think there's a couple of times where I was laughing because it was just so delightful. It's just like so funny. It's ridiculous and normal and delightful all at the same time. And it just like, that was just, yeah. Awesome. I didn't see any cricket people.
No manosphere.
That's not my, that's not my path.
It's not your path. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oh my God, so I'm going to see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I think I do have a reconnection right before you.
Right.
And for some reason, my reconnections tend to, I always go over for some, like, it's,
yeah, do you want to move the timing around a little bit? Or?
So let's keep it flexible. Let's go like 11:15 my time.
Okay.
So what is that, 7:15 your time or 6:15?
Yeah,
like that?
6:15. Okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being the guinea pig.
Thank you. Oh my God. I think I even look a bit like a guinea pig now, to be honest.
You do look different. You look like you just got done having a lot of fun. Like,
yeah, I do. I look a bit unraveled, don't I?
Yeah. That's great. Okay, Libby.
Oh, cheers so much. Thanks for everything. I can't thank you enough. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Peace. You have a great night.
You too. Bye.
Hey.
Yeah.
How are you? Sorry.
I'm fine. Yeah. No problem. You said you thought you would. How do you feel going back to back with Reconnections? Is it, does it tire you out, or is it invigorating? Or
no, really, I actually feel really good, but there is a limit. But usually I like to do 2.
Yeah. Maybe
3. So, you know, yeah, I feel great. I feel great. Yeah.
Good to hear it.
Yeah. But I actually do have, I'll have 2 group sessions today and 2 reconnections. So that's
quite a lot, I guess.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably spend like 2.5 hours engulfed in these frequencies.
Yeah.
So that's enough for a day. You know, like, I'm good. Know, I'm not trying to set a record or anything. Yeah.
They'll still be there tomorrow. Oh, it's Sunday tomorrow, isn't it? So you can. Yeah.
I never. Really,
you have a bit of downtime.
I never have a day off because I do those daily group sessions. But they're like 15 minutes. So.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And actually, I kind of look forward to them. Like even if I seem like, oh, I'm kind of tired or I'm in the middle of something, even if I have a feeling like, by the end of the session, I'm just like flying high and I'm so happy. So the daily group sessions are almost like for me. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's really nice.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's almost
lovely when you can say that about something you're doing for someone else as well.
Yeah. I think it just makes it even better when I. And that video that we did yesterday that I recorded, I started watching it. It's kind of brilliant too. Like,
great.
It's really good. It's a good video.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
it's just also exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how you feel in like a week and a month and a year, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And I was a bit sort of distracted, obviously, yesterday. And would you mind telling me again what you said about from your side how it was? You know, when you said you felt like my head was off the bed, off the chair, and then you're like,
So there was one time when I did all these points, and I was doing the lines, and then there's one point where you shoot points right here in this little gap here, and right here in this gap. And so as I'm imagining you there, I kind of looked to the left and I was like, oh, her head would be hanging off the table right then. And then I was like, the universe is not going to, you missed that point.
Yeah.
So,
ruined.
Yeah, no, it's over. You know what I mean? So
Just forget it.
It was kind of funny. But, when I don't know how many of these I've done, but when you're, so this is the first time, really.
Yeah.
Like, so we'll just see, man. I think that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say with 1,000% that it's exactly the same, but man, I can say like 99%. Like, I think that this is the same, dude. You know what I mean? So, So I think I can do this with full integrity. And that's really what I want to do. Is I want to do with full integrity. That's important to me, to always be in integrity of whatever I'm doing. So that's probably why,
regardless of the medium.
Yeah, so that's probably why I kept putting it off, because trust me, I've been contacted by many, many people, and they're like, dude, let's do it. And I'm like, but there was something about when we were talking. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
There was just something that was like, dude, this is the time to do it. And
I just feel so lucky. I mean, that's just,
I'm the lucky one,
especially because obviously it's a rendezvous, isn't it? It's been lined up for us by those in charge.
So how are you feeling today?
Yeah, do you know what? I actually feel a little bit tired today, but I feel tired in a good way. You know, like when you've been working out or been on a lovely hike in the countryside or that kind of thing. And I like when I wasn't really thinking this morning, I was like, I kind of did something yesterday. What was it? And I was like, it was
totally. It was funny because
so that's
go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It was what was I going to say? I think there's no doubt that something happened yesterday. And
something happened. Yeah.
Something happened. Yeah. And the thing I found so different was the different feeling, having had the healing frequency session last week, and being familiar with those frequencies. If I try and feel them myself, it really did feel different. It really doesn't feel. It's not the same. Like there's elements of it that are similar, but it feels like the reconnective, like a straight reconnective healing session is a bit more like freeform jazz or something. And this felt a lot more kind of like, it was like a very methodical, it really felt different. I could tell the difference in that. And it's really interesting. I think it will just evolve and it's going to find its own path. And I definitely, I'm pleased that I have had a couple of years of feeling the frequencies, because I don't tend to do this anyway. I'm quite sort of trusting, but I think maybe if you really hadn't felt them before and that started happening, you might unconsciously fight them, and that obviously it will still work and stuff, but it's so much fun if you can just stay open to it.
Totally.
So it might be, I think it's nicer if you've got no, like I didn't come into this wanting anything to be proved to me. And I didn't come into this in any way apprehensive. And then you're just in for the ride, aren't you? And I think that's really good.
Well, I think your email that you sent to me pretty much put me at ease with the whole process. I can't remember exactly what I said, but you're like, hey man, I'm super excited. No expectations. Whatever's going to happen is going to be. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's the way to approach this, because that's the way you should really approach life. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I do try. It's easier said than done sometimes, isn't it?
Sometimes,
but definitely with this stuff.
yeah. It's just like, it feels right. Let's do this.
It just like, if I stop to think about it too much, I don't know what to do with my. I just have to just go with it, because it's just nothing that goes on in our day-to-day lives that we're told is the truth about how anything works, because what we're talking about should be impossible.
I
was like, I don't know if you've seen the bit of the video, but the bit where I look absolutely ridiculous, where I've got like one arm up like that and the other leg behind me. That's like, no, I didn't. That was the bit I looked like Superman or something, except not. That was when I felt like I was just shooting around the world on these beams.
So you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. So okay, I've got my video going over here. I can put that one. Is that going to stand up? Let's see if that works.
Okay.
I mean, this is ridiculous, isn't it? This is actually ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. It's beautiful. We'll see what happens.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. I'm going to mute myself. Okay, I'm finished.
Ooh. Ooh. Hello. I'm gonna grab my headphones. Hang on. Well, that was operating outside of out of our concept of time. There, wasn't it? That's not. There was like about. I've just had about 20 separate transcendental experiences, all of which are probably life-changing in their own right. There was a bit where I had a comedian in the room with me who was making me spell L for love and L for Libby with my leg, some really funny, loving being that wanted just to they must have heard the bit about the ridiculousness. There was a bit where I was like a nerve in the web of the entire creation of the universe, just like pulsing with the heartbeat of the universe, and I'd get the vibration in and I'd just pulse it on in every direction. That was a nice bit.
Yeah.
There was a bit where I was kind of like at total peace, where I was just almost like floating in like kind of semiotic fluid, like I wasn't born. There was a bit where it was like, all these things, it all sounds the same, doesn't it, when it's so trite, but where it was like I could feel you like re-hooking me back into the web of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time, I am the universe. Everyone is like, it's only a term, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like we'd be, obviously this is the process of reconnecting, but at the same time, you're never not reconnected because you are it. It's not, of course, this iteration that is Libby in this journey has lost some of the connection, and that's being reconnected.
Yeah.
But I am not just Libby. So on that level, it's not lost.
Have you noticed, have you ever had any kind of energy work, like anything done where you've experienced anything like that? Is this common for you, or was that
No, in terms of the physicality of the movements, no, nothing like this before ever.
Yeah, because there was one point where I looked up and you were so arched.
Yeah.
It looked like your head was going to touch your.
Now, that was why I was kind of laughing when that was happening, because I was like, it really felt like it felt like I was being put in position today. And it was just funny. And that's when I got that really strong sense, that's when my leg started being, it spelt out a letter for me, as in, yeah, I couldn't do that on my own.
Yeah. When I'm doing a personal reconnection, my job is to get those points as precise as they can possibly be, and to feel each line. So as I'm doing that on the table, and I look up at you, I'm realizing like I'm hitting my points on the table, but there is no way they're corresponding with anything you're doing. Like,
Case, I feel like some very loving beings have been having some fun with us both. To like, what's possible? Like, what's possible?
I mean, I'm actually speechless. It almost felt like it was the first time I'd ever done it. You know, those types of questions.
Wow.
Is this really happening? You know what I mean? Like I remember one of the first sessions was with my mom, and she had flown out to see my son. And I remember I had my son in my arms, and I go, "Hey, Mom, you want a session?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And so with my son in my arms, I walked up and I just put my hand by her, and her head rolled back and her eyes rolled back and her arms and legs went in the air, and it was like she was having exorcism. And I'm going like, what? And that's the way I felt just now.
Yeah.
It was so like, I was like, is this real? Is this really happening? That was incredible for me. Like,
oh, I'm so pleased to hear. It just obviously this was supposed to happen then, wasn't it? Because you do this a lot.
I almost like I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. That was crazy. I don't have any answers. I don't have any like. I don't even know what to say. Like, I really don't.
No, that was just, and it was so different to yesterday as well. Like,
was it? Okay, yeah.
Oh God, it was so different to yesterday. Like, it was like if yesterday was sort of yin energy, this was like yang. This was like peaceful. It's just as strong, but just completely. Oh God, like that was just like all about being brought home. Like that was just. Oh God, you know when you with the people with Dolores Cannon, or whenever you read the people who've had near-death experiences, and quite often you get people talking about going back to a state of just like I kind of disappeared then at the end, but not because like of being consciousness.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of times when I had the sort of impulse to open my eyes, and I think when my leg was waggling around, and it was like I could have. I didn't, but I could have like just put my hand through my leg, like it's not there. Just, I don't know. That's just honestly, I wish. I'm so pleased that we take this because I'll be able to listen back to the stuff that I'm remembering now. But I'm telling you about that much of what happened. I won't even be able to. But it's happened. I don't need to process it all with my conscious mind. It's fine. But I don't smoke, but I would have a cigarette now.
Wow, that was interesting.
If you like, we could do another one where I try and get back in the same positions, and that would show people, because I literally cannot do that.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do that. I've got a bad back.
You do not have a bad back. People with bad backs cannot do what you were doing.
It's feeling pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely wasn't. I did not just have we did the reconnective healing session last week. Yesterday and today, it wasn't that.
Yeah,
what's just happened was not that. That's no way.
Yeah, that's one thing I was thinking. I was thinking, at the very minimum, it's like having 2 sessions in a row. But I'm glad you said that it just didn't feel the same. No,
it doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, yesterday felt like I was being anchored, and today felt like I was hanging out at home. That's what it felt like. In summary of the two experiences, even though I could, the minutiae is there's too much. In summary, yesterday I felt myself being plugged in, specifically being plugged in, not plugging in. It was being done to me. And today I felt I had all this space away from like Libby, the construct of Libby, but still me. And I had all these like different images of here comes the pulse, I pulse with it, it pulses on, here's the web, I'm in the web, I am the web. Like that's the reconnection, isn't it?
Or those are all the words you would use to describe the feeling of feeling connected to the universe.
Yeah. It's a cool place, the universe.
It is a cool place, the universe. And as limited as we can understand it, it's incredible.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe us.
So much. No.
That's okay.
No. Well, a handful of very dear people will believe me.
Yeah.
The people I already know. The people I already know will believe us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll tell your friend. It's funny how your friend wasn't able to have the session. This. So make sure you thank her.
Yeah.
For both of us.
I will. She said that. She said at the time, this is obviously what's meant to be. She's the wisest person I know. I think I know her from a million lifetimes.
Yeah, nice.
And this was all exactly how it was meant to unfold. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. That was absolutely
thank you so
incredible.
much.
And we'll be in touch.
Thank you just so much for the timing was right, wasn't it? That's like. I'm going to stop trying to put it into words. We both know that was what happened, and thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. See ya.
Cheers. Thanks so much.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
On a wave of good feelings. Well, it's just another Friday in paradise. So bring your A game, 'cause you know this party won't stop. We could never run out of time, sipping strawberry lime. You know I wanna share it with you. Bass is going boom, boom. Baby, if you're looking for some